Hey everybody, it's your girl Diamond here at the Radical World Changers Huddle. I'm excited to meet with you on today. I really am. There's been a lot of this last week has been intense. This last week has been very, very intense. And I wanted to always share from a personal perspective because I know if I'm going through it or someone I know has gone through it, then I know other people are also going through it. And we wanted to make sure that we were current and relevant with the times, but also available to meet your needs where you are. And so today we are going to talk about controlling the narrative. Controlling the narrative. There is a narrative that happens in our head consistently on a daily basis, right? And it can either be narrative from other sources or narrative from our own thoughts, but it's consistent. It's like a movie playing in your head constantly, chatter in your head that's either good or bad, but you have to do the work to like kind of sift through those voices, that narrative, and create your own, because that narrative that we hear and that we listen to, it frames our mindset. It really dictates our day, and then it frames our life, if we believe it or not. So, there's a narrative that says that you're too tired or it's too much stuff going on, or, you have a lot going on, or that you can't handle this, or I'm so overwhelmed. And you have to sift through that. Because it kind of controls your energy, that mental energy that's needed every day, every moment, to physically and emotionally and mentally be available, to be productive in life. It all starts with a mental energy. That's the foundation. And if you don't control the narrative, you can find yourself in a slump. You can find yourself being triggered by things of the past, whether good or bad, but usually the bad part. The negative part is usually what triggers people, what people pay attention to the most. And it will drive you into a slump of depression that you have to fight out of. I call it like this quicksand of depression, or quicksand of unproductivity. And you have to fight your way out of it. And it's such an uphill battle. It takes so much mental energy to fight going uphill. To fight going uphill, takes so much energy. It drains you, and life doesn't stop. Life doesn't allow you to, like, oh yeah, go ahead, take a break. We have the boxing ring up here before. We call it the ring of life, and you get a short amount of time in that corner to be rejuvenated, to get back out there and fight again another hard round of life. And you got to make sure that that corner time, your sparring part, not your sparring partner, whoever's in your corner, you got to make sure that time is used wisely. So we want to talk about controlling the narrative that plays in your head, and either cheers you on, or it beats you down, it has its foot on your neck and reminds you of all your insecurities or your shortcomings, and it plays into your downfalls, or plays into your the negative thoughts that you may have about you. And you have to intentionally control that narrative. And if you pay attention to the thoughts in your head, you have to see where they're coming from. Are they coming from a good place? Are they coming from a negative place? Are they coming from a place that you can survive in? I've heard this saying before, that your mind is either a tomb or a womb, and it will either birth some things, or it will imprison or bury some things. And you have to decide. You have the power to control that, if you pay attention to it and if you address it immediately. I call it drown out the noise. Once you start, hearing or having these repetitive thoughts of negativity, you got to stop in your tracks. And then, I do positive affirmations. I remind myself of my victories. And, it puts you in a mindset of where you have been, the battles that you have overcome. And it reminds you of the victor that you are. And then is you have to drown out the noise of the negativity, the insecurities, the things that seem like life is overwhelming. And life can be overwhelming, but we also said that we've established ourselves to be preventative and active in our lives, and not reactive just to life and life shenanigans, right? We set our tone. I always tell people, I look at my itinerary, and when life comes with this mess, I said, I'm sorry. I don't see your mess on my itinerary today. We're full. My itinerary is full with productivity, positivity, with impact and empowerment, with laughter and joy, with, spending time with loved ones. Like, I don't have you on my agenda today, life's mess. So, don't even come back another day because I'm booked out. You know how you book things out, or you call for an appointment these days, a medical appointment? It's like, oh, we're booked out till June and it's only January. Yeah, tell life in its mess that you are booked out. You are not available. We have no space, no room. So I call it drown out the noise, and you have to have tactics in place. Life is, I call it SWAT. Like, seriously, special weapons and tactics. Like, seriously, you have to have your special weapons and tactics readily available to go in and infiltrate life in this mess. Life is trying to build up this army that is against you to defeat your securities, defeat, the positive things you have going on in life, to destroy anything of joy and happiness that you have. Life has its own agenda, and it can be its own bully, and it recruits. And what happens is the narrative in your head, the narrative that kind of, seeps into the pores of your mind, that you kind of end up being triggered by, because they're laced with some point of truth, or laced with some aspects of truth, like maybe events, or maybe things that you did not were not victorious in, or just like, yeah, life is overwhelming today, yeah, you have a lot on your plate. It's how, again, it's the perspective that you have of the things that you're going through. I have been overwhelmed a lot, and I've had to change the narrative of what I was saying, and the way I was seeing things is that I have a lot that I am entangled in that is empowering people. This is what I asked for. So life can be a lot, but it's how you manage things and how you perceive things that make them either become an avalanche or stay a snowball. I'm giving you a whole bunch of tips here, but I always say, don't let a snowball become an avalanche. Don't let a snowball become an avalanche. Keep things in perspective. You have to fight back against life with your special weapons and tactics, your affirmations. What are you saying to yourself? How are you seeing things? What voices are you listening to? Who's in your corner, when you need that rejuvenation? Who can remind you of your own words, or who speaks your own language? Who talks that talk to you to make sure that you stay on the path of victory? Like, you have to make sure that your special weapons and tactics are always on ready, set, go. Always on. Listen, we about to, I would say, empty the clip. Empty the clip of your special weapons and tactics when life comes at you and tries to change the narrative, or be a bully about the narrative in your head. See life from a different perspective. See things, life from the perspective that you choose to have it from, by the words that you frame your life with. We talked about that. It can be, if it's of negativity or outside sources that are not positive and are not encouraging and supportive of your purpose and your dreams, then you have to change that narrative on purpose, and preventively, like, do the work consistently, so that when life throws its bombs or grenades at you at the most inopportune time, and it's usually when you got something on the horizon, when you're about to birth something amazing, life throws all these grenades and bombs, and it easily drag you back to a place of insecurity, vulnerability. But you gotta have your own special weapons and tactics that you have and ready to empty the clip with when life comes at you. Nah, bro, we ain't doing that today. We are victorious. I am valuable. I am more than enough. I am relentless. I am resilient. We ain't doing that. We got too many victories under our belt to sit here and bow down and wave a white flag to life at this moment. It ain't going to happen. Control the narrative. Drown out the noise by using your special weapons and tactics. And when it's silent and it seems like no one else is around to cheer you on, you got to create the noise, create the pep rally, cue your theme music, get your strut on, put your theme music on and do what you do. Do what you do. Control the narrative. Control the narrative. My shirt says, do no harm, but take no bull. You understand me? You understand me? Do no harm, but take no bull from life, no bull from other people, no bull from other circumstances. We're not doing this today. Not another day, not another hour, not another year. We're not doing that. We've done that and given so much of our life to insecurities and the negative narrative that we've had in our head that has controlled us and framed our life and framed our lifestyle, that the habits have become so much of a lifestyle is what we live by, and we have accepted that as that's just who we are. This is how I do. Oh, and I understand depression is very real. Trust me, I do know that it's very real. But again, your special weapons and tactics is a medicine from the inside that you can utilize to be able to combat that. Throw your own grenades. Do it big. You have to evolve and become this butterfly. Y'all see my thing? Become this butterfly that you have evolved into. Become the butterfly that you have evolved into. Do the work. Your special weapons and tactics are there for a reason if you put them there. If you arm or you stock your arsenal with your affirmations, with people who speak your tribe that speaks your language, with knowing, counting your victories, tracking your victories, so that when that moment come, or those moments come, and they will come, that you got something to come back with. You're not sitting there, you're not just there as a sitting duck ready to be, at will, or a prisoner of war of life. We're not doing that. No more. Not another day. Visit, I'm so excited for you and your life. Please visit the Radical Arsenal at www.sherelle.diamond-hogans for your resources and tools that be able to equip you to create an environment you can thrive in. Okay, we have I Matter magazine. We have books of for adults, children, teenagers. Visit them. Bring out your special weapons and tactics, and let them know that you are here.